Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ Benoit. Thank you so much for tuning in as we uplift, support, and celebrate our Hawks jumping in and kicking ass in this centennial season. If you're new here, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Welcome, of course, but hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot. And also, it'll be great to have you joining us as we grow this awesome community that we've been having a ton of fun with. So come on along. We've got our top 4 topics of the day, so why don't we just dive in, shall we? So kind of a big moment alert. Our guy, our boy, well, he's not a boy anymore. He's 20 years old. So this young man, Connor Bedard, I'm only saying that because I have t-shirts older than him, literally. Bedard is earning some serious recognition. So after a monstrous 4-game stretch, the Blackhawks forward has been named the NHL's second star of the week. So let's walk through that, talk about what he did to earn it, how it fits into his breakout campaign because he's having a killer year, and why this matters for Chicago moving forward. So through 16 games so far this season, Bedard, as of my recording this, he is second in the NHL in points with 25 points, 9 goals, 16 assists, and he's riding an 8-game point streak, logging 18 points during that span. During that 4-game stretch, he did everything, right? Against Seattle, on November 3rd, he logged an assist in a 3-1 loss. On November 5th, versus his hometown team, the Vancouver Canucks, he posted 1 goal and 1 assist in a 5-2 win, a win for the Hawks that might have meant more than just the stat line, as we talked about. November 7th, versus the Flames, he exploded for 1 goal and 3 assists in the 4-0 win, hitting a career milestone, becoming the 11th youngest player in NHL history to reach 150 career points. On November 9th, against the Detroit Red Wings, he added 1 goal, 2 assists in a 5-1 win, pushing his point streak to 8 games. So, in 4 games, the line read 3 goals, 7 assists, and 10 points. And that's the kind of run that really turns heads and gets some recognition. So Bedard isn't just scoring, he's influencing how the Hawks are playing. He leads the team in primary assists with 13. He's tied for 4th in the league in even strength points at 17 and 5th in even strength assists with 11. This Hawks team sits at 8-5-3. We got 19 points so far, and it's no coincidence that Bedard's jump in production has correlated directly with Chicago being significantly more competitive than most predicted. He's looked faster, sharper, and even more dangerous than ever. And he's not just a young star in the making, he's already a top-tier contributor in the NHL. So what does this signal? It signals that the league is starting to take notice. Him being named the second star of the week is an anthem loud for Bedard's ascent, right? The Hawks rebuild blueprint is working. Top pick, young core, earning results. And for those of you who are watching, we're witnessing the early phase of what might be truly a legendary career. Fans love a highlight reel, and this stretch wasn't just highlights, it was impact. It was coloring inside the lines of responsibility, making plays in big moments, and scoring in tight games when the pressure was on. We've all seen it, right? He's got that wicked wrist shot. And also, his passing has been unbelievable, especially like hitting Bertuzzi in the crease. Beautiful, right? So, Bedard didn't just get hot. He showed a pattern. And he's showing leadership. He pulled his teammates up with him. And when you see a young player dominate 4 straight games like that, you can start to say, well, this is kind of for real, right? So if you see Bedard's name on those future highlight lists, you'll look back at this moment, this exact moment, and say, oh, the week that he got that NHL honor, and say, yep, that's when the rocket took off. So stay locked in, Hawks fans. This ride is just getting started. I'm so excited about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And, we'll always talk about it. All right, moving on from there, we have a really great piece from Greg Boyson over at Blackhawk Up that I'd like to share as we're digging into what's trending up and what's trending down for our beloved Hawks. And you know what? The national narrative around this team is shifting in a big way, in a positive way. So let's break that down. The past road stretch, we talked about this last time, summed up in 4 games. Mondays, we had a loss 3-6 against the Kraken. Wednesday, we win 5-2 against Canucks. Friday, win 4-0 against the Flames. Sunday, win 5-1 against the Detroit Red Wings. A 3-1-0 finish to close a 6-game trip isn't just progress, it's a statement, right? And we certainly did talk about this last time. So, what's trending up? Special teams, fire, right? They're playing very well, especially the last 2 games. 5 power play goals on 7 chances in that span, and the penalty kill was 10 for 10. Now, I hate that we're giving so many penalty opportunities, but solid, right? 10 for 10 penalty kill, amazing. The Hawks now sit 6th in the NHL on the power play and 8th on the penalty kill. Head coach Blashill said that their PK took him about a month to click last year in Tampa. It looks like it's clicking now here, right? Veteran defenseman Matt Grzelcyk. The PTO surprised. Many thought he'd be like depth, but instead he's been steady, allowing Blashill's inexperienced defenders to grow, undergoing better matchups. His CF percentage sits at 53.48, highest among regulars. And now the narrative. We're not just rebuilding losers anymore. Guys like Bedard, Tyler Bertuzzi, Lev Shinov are putting that nobody beats the Hawks label away. They're mentioned as a surprise contender now. Even prominent pundits have removed Chicago from their bottom 5 lists. That shift matters. Did you think we were going to be here this soon? 3 months ago? No, we didn't. It's really, really cool. Now, what's trending down? Well, some say Wyatt Kaiser, right? That's what Boyson says. Wyatt Kaiser, even though he's been Chicago's most consistent defender until this past week. His CF percentage dipped under 50 for 3 straight games. He had a 34.29 and then a 25.0 and a 39.29, and he's added 9 giveaways in the last 4. Not hitting his usual mark, right? He's been lights out early on, so I have faith in this kid. I think he's going to regain his step. Ryan Green, great start to his pro career, but the last 3 games, we've been outshot 33-12 with him on ice, and he's only had 1 shot on goal. Face-offs are slipping too, 14 of 45 over his last 5 games, so something to work on. And then, we talked about this before too, home attendance. The Hawks have played just 6 home games, but averaged only 16,806 fans, which stands at around 85.2% of capacity, second worst in the league. Last year, they averaged 19,130 people at 97%. With 8 of the next 9 games at home, let's hope the winning boosts the turnout, right? So, from a narrative perspective, this is big. The Blackhawks are doing something different. The wins are coming. The systems are starting to take hold. And the headlines, they're changing. From future rebuilders to competitive now. And that's a big leap. But it isn't flawless, right? Every team has dips. Kaiser and Green need to bounce back, and they will. The fans need to show up. They better. But when you look at the upward momentum, that's real. That's sticking, right? Hawks fans, let's buckle up, guys. This season isn't just about development anymore. It's about proving that they belong. And I cannot wait to see where they push this. So I'm so glad you guys are with me on this. And then, moving on from there, let's talk about one of my favorite players of all time. And I'm sure one of all of your favorite players of all time. Big thanks to Tab Bamford over at Bleacher Nation to pointing out a big moment for one of our own. Duncan Keith was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto last night, and we're celebrating his incredible career, as we should, right? He went from a second-round pick to a Blackhawks nation. Duncan Keith was drafted 54th overall in 2002, a second-round selection that certainly turned out to be a steal. What followed was a career of the ages. He appeared in 1,192 games for the Hawks, the most games ever played by a Blackhawks defenseman. Pretty notable in our centennial season. And here's how he stacked up among all-time Hawks defensemen. Games played, first. Like I just said, 1,192 games. Goals, third, with 105. Assists, second, with 520. Points, second, with 625. Even strength goals, third, with 70. Even strength points, first, with 421. Game-winning goals, third, with 18. And even more, he was a shorthanded menace with 5 shorthanded goals, tied for third, and 20 shorthanded points, second in Hawks history. And in the broader NHL defenseman landscape during his Blackhawk years, Keith ranked in points, he tied second with 625 among defensemen. In even strength points, he was second with 421. Shorthanded points, fourth with 20. Total time on ice, second. I can't believe they tabulated this. Second with 29,714 minutes and 55 seconds. Even strength time on ice, second with 23,222 minutes and 39 seconds. Shorthanded time on ice, third with 3,492 minutes and 16 seconds. And these aren't just good numbers. They're among the greatest ever at this position. In the playoffs, he co-led, being tied for second, defensemen in points with 86, led all defensemen in even strength playoff points with 57, and was tied second in playoff game winning goals with 5. So Keith is one of only 14 players in NHL history to win the Norris Trophy more than once, and he did it while being a 2-time winner. Among defensemen with multiple Norris wins and a Conn Smythe Trophy win, the list is microscopic. Orr, Lidstrom, Robertson, Leach, Makar, and Keith. That's elite company. His Conn Smythe came in 2015 when he helped lead the Blackhawks to a Stanley Cup, earning MVP for that playoff run. He was also named one of the NHL's 100 greatest players 8 years ago, a recognition of his place in this game's history. I can't believe it's already been 8 years ago. So this isn't just one more name in the Hall of Fame. It is a Hawks name. Keith defined an era in Chicago. Rock-solid defense, big minutes, clutch playoff performance, and an aura of winning. His induction last night isn't just about him. It shines a spotlight on what this franchise can be and what it means to the league. For this young Hawks squad, right, Bedard, Nazar, Levshunov, Kaiser, they now have a blueprint. Keith showed you didn't have to be flashy to matter. You had to be dominant, dependable, and consistently excellent. So raise the flag. Duncan Keith has earned every moment of this celebration. He donned the Indian head, he skated into battles, left everything out on the ice, including his teeth. Now, his name goes into hockey immortality. So, Hawks fans, we all carry this legacy. Carry it forward, because when you talk about greatness in this franchise, Keith's name is always mentioned and is front and center. So, God, I love number 2. So good. And tell me what you think in the comments, because now we're at their hot takes, right? So we got Spencer Hawk, 9742, repeat offender. Thank you. Welcome back, Spencer. He said, I watched the Hawks Calgary replay last night, back on Sunday. Marveled at the Hawks' combativeness and defense of their smaller stars. I'm still not able to see every game, but the replays help. Amazing goaltending too. Hawks now hold third in the Central, at least for now. Great show as always, bro. Thank you, Spencer. Your contributions are always excellent. Really appreciate it. I know you've been pissed about not being able to see all the games as easily as us true diehard Hawks fans should. I get you, man, and I'm with you. So thank you very much for your contribution as always. And of course, Lester 701, repeat offender extraordinaire, the commander. He said, hope you're all as well with you and yours. Have a great day and week, everyone. The Detroit game was my fave. Wow. Bedard came out of his bag big time. The entire team, too. I remember the circus trips back. We talked about this last time. Back in the day, the cool circus trains, meeting circus troop members. And hey, Spencer Knight has a few goal assists. That's true. Right on to all what you said, PJ. Blackhawks have great coaching, finally. Great goaltending and goalie coaching, which is true. We talked about that. So yeah, let's go Blackhawks. The Commander is over and out. Thank you so much, Commander. Oh, and by the way, we're watching this on Tuesday. This is Veterans Day. So to all the veterans out there, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for your service. And thank you for putting yourselves out there and serving our fantastic country. Everyone owes you a debt of gratitude. So thank you for that. And we salute you with our hearts and all of our futures as well. So thank you for that. All right, so that is a wrap up of today, Blackhawks Nation. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. As I mentioned before, please like and subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. It means the world to me for your support. And thank you also for sharing about the channel to your friends and family and neighbors. Get them all in here. The more the merrier. If you made a comment, thank you for sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and your passion about the Hawks with us all. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for your contributions. It is absolutely my honor building this community with you. As I mention this all the time, it makes my every day. So thank you very much for that. And thank you to all of you as we celebrate the best team in hockey with the very best fans in all sports and in the absolute best city this gorgeous earth of ours has to offer. So that does it for now. I'm PJ, and we will see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.